Events from the year 1901 in Canada. Monarch, Victoria, until January 22, then Edward VII. Governor-General, Gilbert Elliott Murray Kynan-Mound. Prime Minister, Wilfrid Laurier. Chief Justice, Samuel Henry Strong, Ontario. Parliament, 9th, from February 6. Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia, Henry Bostock Joly de Lotbiniere. Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba, Daniel Hunter Macmillan. Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, Jabez Bunting Snowball. Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, Alfred Gilpin Jones. Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Oliver Mowat. Lieutenant Governor of Prince Edward Island, Peter Adolphus McIntyre. Lieutenant Governor of Quebec, Louis Amable Jedet. Premier of British Columbia, Edward Guller Pryor. Premier of Manitoba, Rodman Roblin. Premier of New Brunswick, Lemuel John Tweedy. Premier of Nova Scotia, George Henry Murray. Premier of Ontario, George William Ross. Premier of Prince Edward Island, Donald Farquhar-Marson, until December 29, then Arthur Peters. Premier of Quebec, Simon Napoleon Parent. Commissioner of Yukon, William Ogilvie, until March 11, then James Hamilton Ross. Lieutenant Governor of British Columbia, Henry Bostock Joly de Lotbiniere. Lieutenant Governor of Manitoba, Daniel Hunter Macmillan. Lieutenant Governor of New Brunswick, Jabez Bunting Snowball. Lieutenant Governor of Nova Scotia, Alfred Gilpin Jones. Lieutenant Governor of Ontario, Oliver Mowat. Lieutenant Governor of Prince Edward Island, Peter Adolphus McIntyre. Lieutenant Governor of Quebec, Louis Amable Jedet. Premier of British Columbia, Edward Guller Pryor. Premier of Manitoba, Rodman Roblin. Premier of New Brunswick, Lemuel John Tweedy. Premier of Nova Scotia, George Henry Murray. Premier of Ontario, George William Ross. Premier of Prince Edward Island, Donald Farquhar-Marson, until December 29, then Arthur Peters. Premier of Quebec, Simon Napoleon Parent. January 22, death of Queen Victoria and accession of King Edward VII. March 9, Japanese Canadians win the vote in British Columbia. December 12, Guglielmo Marconi receives a transatlantic radio message at St. John's, Newfoundland. December 18, the Territorial Grain Growers Association is founded. December 29, Arthur Peters becomes Premier of Prince Edward Island, replacing Donald Farquhar-Marson. First ascent of Mount Assiniboine by James Outram's party. January 12, Jack Humphrey, painter, d. 1967. January 14, Dana Porter, politician and jurist, d. 1967. January 29, E.P. Taylor, business tycoon and racehorse breeder, d. 1989. March 4, Wilbur R. Franks, scientist and inventor, d. 1986. March 25, Wilfred Eggleston, journalist and chief censor for Canada from 1942 until 1944, d. 1985. April 15, Thomas Ricketts, soldier and Victoria Cross recipient in 1918, d. 1967. May 5, Donald Buchanan Blues, politician. July 15, James Liderick, politician. September 8, Harold Connolly, journalist, newspaper editor, politician, and Premier of Nova Scotia, d. 1980. September 14, George Carlisle Marler, politician, notary, and philatelist, d. 1981. September 15, Gwyneth Lloyd, choreographer. September 22, Charles Brenton Huggins, physician, physiologist, cancer researcher, and Nobel Prize laureate, d. 1997. October 14, John Oates Bauer, politician, businessman, and executive, d. 1981. Marion Pearson, wife of Lester B. Pearson, 14th Prime Minister of Canada, d. 1989. January 22, Queen Victoria, Queen of Canada, b. 1819. March 2, George Mercer Dawson, scientist and surveyor, b. 1849. May 4, John Jones Ross, politician and Premier of Quebec, b. 1831. May 7, George Edwin King, jurist, politician, and second Premier of New Brunswick, b.1839. June 13, Arthur Sturgis Hardy, lawyer, politician, and fourth Premier of Ontario, b.1837. July 24, George William Allen, politician, and 11th Mayor of Toronto, b.1822. October 25, Colin McDougall, politician and lawyer, b.1834. NWT Premier says territories are ready for and financially need provincial powers. Influential Liberal MP Frank Oliver objects to immigration of Slavs. Manufacturing process described in huge chair factory in Owen Sound, Ontario. Mining and miners in Nanaimo, BC's booming coal industry trail, BC, and its gold, silver and copper smelting operations described. Architect gives examples of good design to counter people's ill-informed criticism. Visitor laments various classes of loafer in British Columbia. Note: racial stereotypes, humorous character study of people in dining and smoking cars on train crossing prairies. Chicken okra la Portuguese and other items on Chateau Frontenac menu. References